All right, we are going to draw block 4. I know the numbers haven't lined up with what the actual blocks are, but this is block 4, even though it says block 1 here. Go ahead and set up your drawing. Borderline, evenly made, evenly divided title blocks, first initial dot last name, block 4, DMS, scale, quarter of an inch equals an inch, which means a 1 graph paper square equals an inch on the block, and then a good, nice, neat borderline. I'm going to keep going. Starting point of over 8, up 8. Seems to be working out pretty well. You can make yours a little different if you would like. Go ahead and pause the video and get your drawing set up. Okay, so my starting point is right here. I'm going to draw the overall, and then I'll go back and add this square in. This is the first time we've had something sticking off the front. Okay, but it's not really that much different. But so here we go. All right, so my overall width is, tells me right there, is 5 inches. So from my starting point, I'm gonna go over 5 squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And draw a line. Like I said, I'm gonna come back at the end and add this little face on. Okay, right side here is not given, but I have enough to find it. I'm 3.5 tall overall, minus 1 makes this 2.5. So up 1, 2.5 on the right side. We got bottom and side. Okay, then it's looking like in 1, up 1. So in 1, up 1. Okay, so I got my little notch here. Now I need to do my top. Again, it's not written, but I have enough to find it. 5 overall, minus 1 here, leaves 4 here. So I'm going to come back 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and I'm going to close my shape. Should be 3.5. Okay, now I need to add this face on top of this face. Pretty simple. Looks like it's 2.5 wide and 1.5 tall. So from this corner, I'm going to come in 2.5. Right here, up 1.5, and take that back over to the left side. Okay, so there is my front view. Come up 8 squares for your top view. Make sure your views line up. Some of us are still struggling with, I'm noticing as I check your blocks. So up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that's where I put front view, or top view, I'm sorry, which looks like this. Okay, so my dot is actually going to be here. I think I'm going to draw this face out, and then I'll add the block behind it. Okay, so I don't have a whole lot of numbers written up here, but I don't need them because I can find most of them on this front view. Okay, so on my front view, I know my width here is 2.5 because it's right here. So I'm going to go over 2.5. Actually, I'm just going to go all the way back here, which is 1 plus 1.5, which would be 2.5 over here on this left side. So 1, 2.5. Okay, and then so that puts me here. I want to go all the way to here, which I know down here is 5. Come over 5 on the back. I want to kind of double check myself real quick, make sure I'm lining up. That lines up with that, and that lines up with that. So I think I'm doing good. Okay. The thickness of this one is 1.5. I find that there. So that's going to come down 1.5. Okay. All the way over, which is this corner to this corner. Okay. This should line up with this. You can also find it here. It's 1. And this corner should line up with this corner. Okay, so there is my top view. Don't have any hidden lines or anything. I'm gonna zoom out a little bit, and my right view looks like that. Count over 8 again. Okay, that new dot is right here. Okay, so from here to here is 2.5, goes 1 plus 1.5. I can get those numbers up here. Okay, so for my new dot, I'm gonna go over 1, 2.5. That gets me to here. Now I want to do overall height. It's 3.5. I can get that from here because I know it has to line up. 1, 2, 3.5. Okay, so that puts me here. Now I need to come here. It's 1.5. It's written there. I can also find it here. Should line up. Okay, those should be on the same axis. I'm going to come down here to close the shape. Okay, now I kind of started drawing this face. I have the bottom line, but I need to close it up. It is up 1.5 and 1 for my depth. I get that number here and here. The height is 1.5, the depth is 1. Also, it should line up with that corner. So I'm gonna go ahead and line it up with that corner and close the shape. And then this corner is all I have left to draw. I'm gonna find it over here and line it up. All right. Let me zoom in for you to double check everything. And that should be it. No hidden lines or anything on that drawing. Okay, take a screenshot and put it in your turn-in folder.